How's it going, everyone? Mountainspyder here, bringing you another episode in the Pokemon TCG series. So jumping right back in, we are continuing to play with the laser focus deck, having a lot of fun with this deck as it's great for climbing the versus ladder. If you haven't seen my previous videos, take a look into them as they showcase how this deck performs, as well as gives a brief explanation of what this deck does. And just as a short summary, we got our first mirror match. As a short summary, this deck really does do well on getting your win mechanics out of your deck as soon as possible, as well as keeping up your energy game once your energy cards start going into discard pile. So that is the one problem with this deck, is that because it is a rather new deck, you will run into quite a few mirror matches on the versus ladder. So in opening up Mountainspyder is quite nice because you get to look for 3 of your basic Pokemon and put them straight onto your bench. And considering I already have a Malamar in my hand, that is fantastic, which means I can get a turn 2 Malamar down, which is something I'm quite looking forward to doing. Okay, so this is a rather decent start. My opponent actually opens up with an Necrozma, which is not the best thing in the world. My opponent unfortunately will knock out my Mountainspyder on the first turn because my Mountainspyder is weak to it, but I'm going to be able to get really early damage off on his Pokemon, which is not good for my opponent. So I'm actually going to throw a U-turn board down onto Mountainspyder, just in case my opponent doesn't have that second energy. I do doubt it, but let's just see if I can get lucky. Let's go for Lily. Again, quite lucky getting in my opening hand, although that was a terrible draw. Let's go for first contact. So this is nice because it allows me to get my Inkay out, enables me to get my Necrozma out, and I think I might want to actually fetch. I've only got one Silvally in my deck, which means one of my Silvallies is actually my prize card. Where's my other? Oh, and my other Malamar is a prize card. Okay, so let's then go for. I don't need a second type null or second Inkay, so let's go for my second Necrozma. Let's bring those down. So when you get a chance to search your deck, see if you've got your win cards in your deck or if you've got them in your prize cards. Always something to look for. So for instance, right now, oh, that is a serious problem that my opponent was able to get up the weakness card. I might have to sacrifice a Necrozma. I'm gonna have to sacrifice Necrozma, unfortunately, here. Okay, let's see what comes out with the Huey. Oh, these draws are not looking good. Problem is my opponent's going to be getting special laser out next turn. So let me evolve my Inkay into Malamar, because special laser is going to knock out whatever I bring in anyway. Okay, let's get up this Necrozma going. My active Necrozma is going to be going down this turn anyway, so there's not much I can do about that. Just get U-turn board down, because why not, and unfortunately that's all I can do. I basically need to draw into weakness guard next turn, otherwise I don't know how this game's going to go. Yo, my opponent got a very nice start there. No wonder they opened up the Necrozma because they knew they were safe with weakness guard. Ah, that's unfortunate. Okay, let's see what we can do. That is not weakness guard. Huey, come on, you can do it. And that is still not weakness guard. I'm gonna have to just take the damage, and yeah, let's just go for it. At least I can get the Necrozma down, and then the weakness guard is out of his deck. This is not an ideal situation. Unfortunately, it's the best I can do. Okay. The problem with this is it's going to be both my Necrozmas out. Oh, and type null's not going to be able to knock him out, which means I'm going to have to knock my Malamar. I'm going to have to sacrifice my Malamar. Oh, my opponent getting weakness guard out early was such a problem. Actually, I can. Let me do it this way. So Saki recharge onto type null. Let's go for a bug catch and hopefully we get some good. I really needed that draw to come out nicely. Okay, that's actually fairly decent draws. So my second energy down type null. And let's go for a switch into type null. And let's get a quick blow off. Okay, it's enough to knock out Necrozma. At least the weakness guard is down, but the problem is I'm now down 2 Necrozmas, which means I don't have those win cons in my deck. And I sincerely hope he's not able to evolve the type null now into Silvally. Ah, my opponent's got a perfect opening hand. Oh, that's a pain. That is very unfortunate. Okay, I'm gonna go for U-turn board. I'm actually just gonna go straight into Cynthia. I think my opponent's got this game. They just got so much more pressure than I do. Mysterious Treasure. Let's get rid of the Yangoose. I actually don't even know what I'm looking for. I was gonna say I don't actually have anything to look for. May as well charge up the type null and hope for Silvally to come out. Let's go for quick blow. This looks like it might be a rather short game. I'm not sure what to actually do to recover from this. Oh, it's very frustrating because I like the perfect opening hand for my opponent. I actually want to go out in Inkay just to buy myself some time. Because I put my opponent down at 2 prize cards. Unless I'm able to get something good out very soon, this is going to be game. Okay, that's Silvally. That's at least something decent. My opponent doesn't have energy on his back Pokemon, so let me go for a U-turn board. Let's use Psychic Recharge to charge up Silvally. Retreat Inkay into Silvally. My opponent has 70 HP left, which means that Avenging Heart will knock them out without me having to use Air Slash. So I can charge up Malamar just in case. And so Avenging Heart will deal 80 damage, which should still knock them out. Now my opponent doesn't have energy on their backline, and they've got nowhere to bring out their... There's a second Silvally, but my other type nulls in my graveyard now. I need to draw into a type null. Okay, so I'll be able to knock out Tauros next turn anyway, so that's not the end of the world. I've got a bit of ground back, thankfully. That was quite a lucky turn. Getting that Silvally out. Okay, my opponent's got 1 Necrozma left and 1 Silvally left. The fact that they're charging up that type null means me think that they got a Silvally down. A Silvally in their hand. For the moment, I'm just going to charge up Malamar. I don't want to use Malamar's ability just yet. Because I don't think I have that many. I've only got 2. I'm not going to use Malamar's ability just yet. I'm rather going to go for Air Slash. To try and at least get some pressure back from my opponent. So my opponent is still up 1 prize card. Okay, there's Malamar. So at least I got a second Malamar down. Which isn't the best thing in the world, but it's not the worst thing either. At the moment, I just need to keep this pressure up. As it stands, considering my opponent's digging, I'm going out on a limb saying they don't have a Silvally yet. They don't have their second Silvally. For my sake, I'm really hoping that second Silvally is their prize card. Ooh, that worries me though. Okay. That's fine. Either way, I can still knock it out. Yangoose does nothing for me. Okay, let's get this energy back down onto Silvally. I don't... I actually may as well, just in case I need it. Let me charge up Malamar. So at least I got 1 Malamar that's ready to come in. And let me get some damage out. Okay, I've now drawn even with my opponent. We're in a fairly decent position right now. The big thing is whether they're able to get Silvally out. If they're able to get Silvally out, this is going to be a very difficult game. Okay, there's a second Necrozma. The Necrozma's a slight issue, but considering my opponent doesn't have Malamars, he's not able to charge it up too quickly. And unfortunately, there's a second Silvally. Which is a rather big problem. Because my opponent can also just swap out Ordino at any time. And he plays very, very carefully. I'd love for my second type null to come out so I can get Silvally. Ooh, wait. I think I only got one type null down. So I should have one more type null in my deck. Okay, there's Inkay, which means I get a Malamar out next turn. Which is not ideal. They didn't charge up energy. I wonder if they short on energy. Okay, let's start charging up the Malamar. I want to get my energy down on Silvally before I forget, because I'm very likely to forget to actually put the energy back on. Okay, let's get my second Malamar sorted out. That's actually stupid, I shouldn't be doing that, I should be waiting for the type null to come. Okay, and let's get Air Slash out. Okay. Our opponent should be bringing out Silvally next turn. I'm down to one prize card. All I have to do is knock out Silvally. Oh, but they've got the Surfboard in their hand, that's fine. Because the thing is, I can do Silvally's, so my opponent will most likely go for Avenging Heart, which means they'll do 80 damage, so I have 50 left. Oh, they're going for as many draws as they can. I have 50 left, so I'll be able to get an Air Slash off. My opponent's would be down to 10 HP, and my next turn I can bring Malamar and finish it. So I should have this game. Should I have this game? That was actually a very lucky turn of events. So I had a really bad early game. And... Sure, my opponent was trying to stall it out there. They might be out of energy. So I had a really bad opening start there, but I was able to recover quite nice in the mid game. So that was a very lucky game of actually able to just claw back that pressure and come back from that. So that was quite decent. Bit of a stressful opening game. So far that's 7 games this game that's 7 games with this deck with only 1 loss, which is fairly decent. And we got ourselves a Unified Mind booster pack, which we'll open at the end of this episode. So we might actually end up picking up the Duskmane Necrozma with this episode, which would be quite nice to have. Again, I don't know if I'll build it. I'm not a fan of the Ultra Beasts too much. You can use attack only if you have more prize cards remaining than your opponent. That's quite cool. It's a nice comeback mechanic. Not a great card, but anyway, let's carry on playing. So yeah, we might end up finishing up this episode. As I said before, again, a second mirror match. As I said before, if you want to be picking up a deck that's great in the versus ladder, I would highly suggest this deck. You're able to get... I lost the flip. You're able to quite often get your win con out. And for me, a reliable... Oh, that's a terrible opening hand. Oh, this is horrible. I actually don't know who's going first. I presume I am. This is terrible. I've got a Malamar early, which is great, but I mean, the rest of this is pretty awful. I do want Necrozma and Inkay on the backfield though. I don't really want a second Young Goose down. This is a terrible opening hand, because you normally want to have like a Spirit or a Dedenio or something like that as your opening hand. Just as your active Pokemon. Well, there's my Spirit, which would have been great. I actually want Tauros down. The fact that I have Weakness Guard is fantastic. My opponent has nowhere to mess with my hand, so I don't have to reveal that too early on. Let me hold off on playing these Pokemon just for now. In terms of energy, I need to get rid of this Yangoose. You're either retreating or something. I really hope I draw into one. Actually, I don't want to draw into one of those surfboards now that I've dedicated the energy. I want to get this Necrozma down as early as possible. And just getting those Weakness Guard energy, or using this Weakness Guard as early as possible. But I don't want to play Necrozma too early, considering my opponent has 2 of theirs already, and they're charging up their one. Hmm. Might as well go for the reshuffle. This is not a nice opening hand. It's a bit better. It's a little bit better. I can play Inkay here. I can go into Mysterious Treasure. I don't need Miss Spirit this late in the game. I know it's like the second turn, but I don't need Miss Spirit unless I'm opening with Miss Spirit. Let's see now. Okay, I've got all my Sylvalies, all my type nulls. Okay, my second Necrozma is here, and my second Malamar is here. Okay, that's good. I think I'd rather go for Necrozma. Let's get another Necrozma out. And unfortunately, that's all I can really do this turn. Yeah, that's actually all I can do. Okay. Bit of a slow start to the game. Bit of an awkward opening hand. I don't like being this energy starved this early in the game. Because the thing is, I don't want that Necrozma to come out. Oh, I didn't evolve Yangoose. Oh, that's a mistake. That is a serious mistake. Because the thing is, I can't swap into this Necrozma and take this special laser damage. Oh, how could I forget? That is a big misplay on my side, so I'm actually just going to try and deal damage. Because I don't want to swap into Necrozma. Oh, that's a painful mistake. And my opponent has special energy down. Oh, that is such a stupid mistake. The nice thing is, that's actually a bit of an awkward play for my opponent, because I can now swap in my Necrozma and take out his one with special energy. Oh, there's my Gumshoes, that's great. Anyway, let's charge up my Necrozma, because my opponent doesn't have anything on the backfield. Let's charge up Necrozma, let's get this going. Let's switch into Necrozma. So this is huge, because now I'm getting rid of both one of his win cons, and I'm getting rid of his Energy Guard, which has a lot of value in this mirror matchup, because we're both using a lot of Psychic Pokemon. So I'm in a fairly good position right now. Also considering the fact my opponent doesn't have any energy on his bench. He's starting to charge up now, but it might be a little bit too late. There we go. My opponent realized his mistake. So, from a terrible play and a terrible opening on my hand, that was a rather easy game. So we're currently 8 for 1 with this deck. As I said, if you want to be picking up a deck that's fantastic for climbing the versus ladder and quickly ending up your season, I would highly suggest this Laser Focus. We're on 563, so we can already buy another deck if we want to. So yeah, that's been 8 pretty decent games with this deck. Just like I constantly say, it's a very reliable deck. If you don't want to be taking too many risks, it's a great... Ooh, interesting. It's a great deck to pick up if you want a lot of safe games. Because like I've said, it doesn't help having... Do I want to go first? I want to get my I don't really want to get evolutions up too early. No, I want to go second. I want to get my Pokemon on my bench. I want to get draws going. Okay, luckily my opponent doesn't have any basic Pokemon, but I mean, I guess Ordino is not terrible because I got Hearing. But I mean, this is terrible. Oh, I really hope I draw... Oh, I don't even want to draw into Lily. I want to draw into like a Cynthia. Oh, this is terrible. Well, at least I have energy for the entire game. Yes, I definitely want to draw. Oh god, more energy. This is pretty bad. I might have to just be fighting with Ordino for a while. Ordino's actually not terrible because it's quite beefy with 90 HP, and Drain's Slap actually recovers 30 HP. So it's a surprisingly tanky Pokemon. It's not one I've ever actually used as an active Pokemon in this deck, because I've always just had better answers. I I do have Mysterious Treasure to bring out a Necrozma, but considering my opponent has Nidoqueens in this deck, I don't know how early I want Necrozma to come out. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. My word. Would have been better going first. More energy. My word. Okay, let's use Hearing. Let's see what we get. Please no more. Oh my. Okay, well. This is terrible. So let's definitely get rid of one of these energies. Okay. I've only got one Malamar. So one Malamar is a prize card. Those two are at least in my deck. And that's all in my deck. Okay. Necrozma's got to come out. I really hope my opponent has as slow as a start as I have, because this is just plain awful. My opponent is running Copycat, so this fire deck with Charizard, I've got the name now, does run Copycat, so it is worth getting rid of as many cards in your hand as possible, just to limit the amount of draws they have. It is always worth noting what cards your opponent has, and because you're playing in the theme deck challenges, you should more or less know what cards your opponent has in their deck. So do be aware of what they have and try and remember. It'll help with making better plays. Okay, that's U-turn board. That's actually incredibly useful at this moment, sort of at this moment in time. Okay, Hearing. More energy. Why? I think my deck is cursing me for being on such a nice win streak. Okay, I don't even know what to do with this right now, other than just hoping Ordino can tank and my opponent just has worse draws than I have. Yeah, damn, this is just bad. Okay, well, on the plus side, I have as much energy as I'll ever need with this deck. On the other side, I'm pretty much stuffed, and there goes the Nidoqueen, which is what I was worried about, because Nidoqueen is a Psychic Pokemon, which deals double damage to my Necrozma and to my Malamar. And this attack does 50 more damage for each evolution Pokemon in their branch. This Power Lariat is going to be doing ridiculous stuff. Sorry, I gotta kick off something. This Power Lariat is going to be doing crazy damage with this deck. Oh, come on! I've literally only drawn energy. I desperately need to see a Silvally. Okay, that's type no. That's half of my answer. I'm actually really okay with stalling this game as long as possible. I know it's a serious problem with my opponent's deck, because my opponent really, really likes having lots of evolution Pokemon and likes the late game. But I think, considering how terrible the start is, I don't have much hope for this game. I know we've come back with really terrible starts in the past, but this one might just take the cake. Because the problem is, even if I'm able to take out the Nidoqueen, the Charizard coming in will take out my Necrozma. And unless I have a way to take out the Charizard, I'm stuffed. So I desperately need to draw into Special Energy. Sorry. I desperately need to draw into Special Energy, so that Special Laser does 160 damage. Which means I can take out the Charizard. Oh my word. This is just bad. Okay, here let's get some draws going. Come on, boy. Okay, there's a Special Energy. That is great for being able to take out the Charizard. The problem is, Charizard will be able to knock out Necrozma. So I can't actually have... I basically need to bait out my opponent's Nidoqueen, kill the Nidoqueen, and then come out with Charizard. So I need a lot to go right. Okay, that is not something going right. On the plus side, I have a little bit of momentum in the fact that I'm one prize card up. Oh, I don't know how to get this going. I can't afford to lose Special Laser. Because the problem is Charizard will come in and just take out... Because it'll deal 130 damage? If they don't put another energy on. Which is already enough to take out Necrozma. So I can't bring in Necrozma just yet. I don't know what to do. This is awful, awful, awful. Okay, young goose, just the sacrifice. I'm so tempted to just use Cynthia, but I got a draw mechanic in my hand first. Okay, in case something I actually do want to see, because if I can get Malamar out, that'll be huge. Yeah, let's just end it here. If I can able to get a Malamar out, that's actually a really big deal, because Malamar can take out Nidoqueen. The problem is Malamar requires 3 Psychic Energy. I should have played Young Goose there. As another sacrifice. I don't like this position at all. Okay, type Null's got 1 retreat cost. So what I'm thinking of doing is playing type Null, using the switchboard to go into Yangoose, just buy myself another turn. Let's see, Bugcatcher. Please, please, I need to get lucky with Bugcatcher. Ah, come on. Okay, there's Malamar. Malamar is what I want to see right now. But before I do anything else, I need to play an energy on type... Oh wait, no, not play energy. I need to play U-turn board. I need to retreat this type Null into Young Goose to buy myself some time. I need to go Psychic Recharge to boost up this Malamar. I need to get a second energy onto Malamar. Okay. So the plan so far is to bring in Malamar to knock out Nidoqueen. That means that they should bring in... Depends if they have energy. I'm really hoping my opponent doesn't have the energy to bring out, to power up a second Nidoqueen. Going with Cynthia, they should have energy though. They should have at least 1 more energy in their hand now. Yeah. So the plan is to bring out Malamar to knock out this Nidoqueen. Hopefully they don't have a second energy in their hand. So hopefully knock out their second Nidoqueen if I get super lucky. I need a lot to go right this game, because I don't want to play Necrozma early. This Necrozma is really my finisher. So let's bring in Malamar. And I can't play type Null until I get a Silvally out. It might just be another sacrifice coming down in the form of Young Goose. Again, I'm murdering these Young Gooses, unfortunately. Okay, there's a second Necrozma. This gives me options. This gives me a lot of options. Because this second Necrozma, the one without weakness card, I can use to get rid of Nidoqueens. Again, it's not fantastic, but it's better than nothing. Oh, I thought this dealt 90 damage. It only deals 60. That's game. I was thinking of Yangoose's 90 damage chomp thing. Not Yangoose, Gumshoos's 90 damage chomp. After all of that, that's actually game. That Malamar's not enough. Oh, how could I forget Malamar does 60 damage, not 90. I'm sure you guys are screaming at me watching this for me being so silly. I think this is going to be game. Just with that opening hand of just pure energy, there was no coming back from it. And the first 3 draws being energy. Oh, that's such a big mistake on my side. Such a big mistake. Oh well, you win some, you lose some. Okay, let's get that going. Let's go for the Cynthia. Hopefully get us to Valley. Yeah, I don't want more energies, that's fine. It's always a bit disappointing losing Switch, because Switch is always quite helpful. Inkay down, hopefully for another Malamar. And I'll just put it down there. Let's go for barrier attack. It's going to reduce damage by 30, but that's not going to make a difference. With the amount of damage coming out of this Power Lariat, it's not going to make a difference at all. There's a second Malamar, which is at least decent. Halfway decent. Because the issue is now Charizard comes in next turn and just wipes the floor with Necrozma. Well played to my opponent. They were able to play, showcase this deck very well. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get momentum early game. And unfortunately against this, I think it's Relentless Fire or Relentless Flame, you need to get early game momentum, and it's something I wasn't able to get. And yeah, there was nothing I could do about it. Which, like I said, you win some, you lose some. It's part of the game. That's a bit unfortunate, but I'm still quite happy with this deck. There's nothing I can really do that's going to make a difference, because next turn my Necrozma is going down anyway. But just in case my opponent does make a bad play, there's a second weakness guard, which would have been great earlier. But anyway, let's go for the special laser. Let's get rid of this Nidoqueen. At least get down to 3 prize cards. But I'm fairly certain my opponent's aware that this Charizard can come in and just wipe the floor with Necrozma. Yeah, so I thought a nice well played to my opponent. It was very good on their side. They played the deck very well. Literally the only way I could win this right now is they had 0 energies in their deck, which again wouldn't actually make a difference. And that's game. So we are now 9 for 2 with this deck. Again, I'm not disappointed at all. This deck is still performing very well on the versus ladder, and I would highly recommend picking it up. So, unfortunate picking up a loss, but that's part of the game. So, maybe one more game. The next video we should have it. Let's jump over to collection. Let's open up the booster pack and let's see what we got. Let's see, packs, and let's open up. And today we get... I'm getting a lot of Ultra Beasts recently. Poipole. Last seen. If each player has exactly 1 prize card remaining, this attack does 130 more damage. I love Onix. So Onix is actually one of my favorite Pokemon, but they're just trash. During your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon takes 20 less damage from attacks. Okay, that's a very nice Onix. I'll give them that. Let's see what we get. Ooh, that's a nice Magmortar. Smoke Bomb. If the defending Pokemon tries to attack during your opponent's next turn, your opponent flips 1 coin. If tails, that attack doesn't happen. That's quite nice. And then Flamethrower discard an energy. It's an average. Oh, Lord Clay Relicanth. Deep Sea Boring. Search your deck for a trainer card, reveal it, and put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. Decent. Water Pulse. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now asleep. Okay. Slumbering Forest. I love stadium cards. If a Pokemon is asleep, it only flips 2 coins instead of 1 for the special condition between turns. If either of them are tails, that Pokemon is still asleep. That's quite nice if you're going for just sleep shenanigans. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. We are now 9 for 2 with the deck with laser focus. As I said, it's a great deck to pick up if you want to go for easy versus wins. So if you like this video, please do consider liking and subscribing. And if there's a deck you want to try out or see, please do let me know and I can actually pick up that deck for you. And we can try it on the channel and see if that deck is for you before you pick it up. Thanks for watching everyone. Cheers. Enjoy.